Question number 11 is a graphing question. We're going to be graphing a cubic graph. The first question of 11 asks to calculate the x-intercepts of the graph. In order to find the x-intercepts of a graph, we have to make y, or f at x, equal to 0. So we make y equal to 0, and that will tell us where it crosses the x-axis. It's a lot easier to solve an equation where our first term is not negative. So if we transpose everything to the left-hand side, we land up with a positive value for x cubed. And now we're able to solve this in a way that's a little bit easier. In order to solve a cubic equation, we have to try and substitute values in for x, which is going to give a result of 0. So one could substitute in 1 instead of x, minus 1 instead of x, 2 instead of x, and you can, with a fair amount of mental arithmetic, work out that 1 and minus 1 are not going to be good ones to try, because you can see quite quickly that that's not going to give you 0 in the end. So I'm going to start with substituting 2, and everywhere that I have my value of x, I'm going to put in my value of 2. Even though I've changed my equation so that all these terms are now with the opposite sign, I substitute my value of 2 into the original equation because I'm working out f of 2. And this will give me minus 8 plus 4 plus 16 minus 12. So this here gives me minus 20. That gives me plus 20. So my result is 0. So because f of 2 is 0, I know that x minus 2 is a factor of f at x. So I can write f of x equal to x minus 2 times a second bracket. Now, to establish this second bracket, we need to work out by inspection what we're looking for. So I'm now going to use this equation to work out what that second bracket is going to be, and we'll write that up on the right-hand side there. You now have to work out what's in that second bracket. When you multiply x by something to get x cubed, that has to be multiplied by x squared. You need to get 12 when you multiply minus 2 by your last term, so that has to be minus 6. What we're missing is the term in x. So we need to say here, if I multiply these terms together, I'm going to get minus 2x squared. I want minus 1x squared. So what does this have to be so that I will land up with minus x squared? This here will have to be plus x, because x times x gives me x squared, minus 2 times x gives me minus 2x squared, and x squared minus 2x squared gives me my result of minus x squared. So my second bracket is that trinomial. I need to factorize this trinomial. And that's a fairly easy trinomial to factorize, x plus 3 and x minus 2. And the question now asks for the x-intercepts. So I know now that the value of f at x must be 0 in order for me to find out what my x-intercepts are, and I've put that in place there. So f at x equals 0 for x-intercepts. So 0 equals x minus 2, x plus 3, x minus 2. Therefore, x minus 2 equals 0, or x plus 3 equals 0. And so I am going to find out that x is 2 or x equals minus 3 when I cross the x-axis. You were asked for the x-intercepts. It's a good idea to write them as a set of ordered pairs. So we can say the x-intercepts are 2 and 0 and minus 3 and 0. Now, when we've broken this down into a product of binomials, we land up with x minus 2 occurring twice. We don't need to repeat that. We only need to write it down once because we have x cuts of 2 and minus 3, and that covers the second bracket.